Hello everyone, welcome back to another video of my channel. I am Kishal. I hope you all are doing well. So MTech and MTech Research in IISc. Many of you have this confusion that what is the difference between these two programs. And many of you asked me a lot of questions regarding this MTech Research work program that is being offered in IISc, and many IITs also used to offer MTech Research, or they typically used to call it MS. Now many people had the confusion that what is about this MTech research. Is it only about research? Is it like for the people who are thinking of going to research in future, and most of you who are not interested about PhD, who are mostly thinking about doing a master's and going for a job after that, so they have this kind of confusion that if I go for MTech research, suppose, then will I get the similar kind of opportunity in terms of job and other industry experiences also, like internship and all? Will I get all those things if I do MTech research? Because I don't want to do PhD after my master's, then should I go for MTech research? So all of these things I am going to discuss in this particular video, because a lot of people have this kind of confusion. So in this video I am going to discuss about both these two programs, MTech course and MTech research work, and pros and cons of both the programs, because both the program has some pros and has some cons. So that I'm going to discuss in this particular video. So please do watch the video till end. And before starting the video, as I always say, if you are new to this particular channel and if you're watching this channel, I used to make video regarding IIT, IISc, ISRO, M.Tech, PhD, all of these things which I have experienced in my life. So if you are new to this particular channel, please subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that you get all the notifications regularly. Now without further ado, let's get started with today's video. Now let's start with M.Tech program, that is M.Tech Coursework program. So this is a program in IISc that you will get an opportunity to get an admission in M.Tech program if your GATE rank is very good. Like I can say for computer science students, if your GATE rank is around 50 or 60, then you will get an opportunity to get admission into MTech Coursework program. And it is almost similar for all the other departments also, but I don't know about the exact cutoff of other departments, but kind of whoever used to be the toppers in GATE, they used to choose IISc for the MTech Coursework program. Now Coursework program is a course driven program and duration is exactly 2 years. So when you get admission into the IISc, exactly after 2 years your MTech will be finished. So there is no kind of extension or something is there. And it's a course heavy and course driven program. So you have to do around 10 to 11 courses in your 2 years of tenure of MTech in IISc. Like for CSE people, they used to do, the requirement is that they have to do 11 courses in 4 semester of MTech. So it's a course heavy program, and typically in first 2 semesters you are supposed to do 7 to 8 courses. So I hope you understand, like average 3 to 4 courses you have to do per semester, and it is very hectic. I mean, doing courses in IITs or IISc is very hectic. So that is one of the main thing that you need to keep into your mind. Now coming to the pros, I mean, what are the advantages that you have if you go for the MTech coursework? So as I was saying, it's a course heavy program or course driven program. So you have to do a lot of coursework during your MTech program in IISc. And because of that, you get enough opportunity to increase your knowledge base. So in your particular department or particular subjects, whatever direction is possible, you can explore all of those directions equally. Like for computer science, there is something called pool requirement. So there are 3 pools: system pool, theory pool, intelligent system pool. So the pool requirement of MTech coursework says that you have to take at least 2 courses from each of the pools. Now advantage is that all of these 3 pools you can explore equally, and you will have a knowledge of each of the pool, and that will be helpful for you in your future. Even if you go for a job or for the research also, having a diverse kind of knowledge is helpful because you have idea from all of the different streams, and that you can use anytime in your future whenever it will be required. And also, as you have to do a lot of courses during your tenure of MTech in IISc, so like you have to do 7 to 8 courses in your first 2 semester, and dealing with that kind of pressure in first 2 semester is huge. But the thing is that you will learn how to handle that pressure. You will accustom with dealing with pressure and all, and that will help you to work in future, whether you go for a PhD or whether you are going for industry for the work. This particular knowledge, that how to handle the pressure and how to deal with the deadlines, will be really helpful for you. And the final advantage is the timeline of MTech coursework is fixed. It's 2 years program, and it doesn't depend much on the research work that you will be doing as part of your MTech project in final year. year. So in the final year you are supposed to work under someone as your MTech project, but they don't expect much from your MTech project. They don't expect a high quality of research that you have to do in your MTech project. So whatever you do as a part of your MTech project, that will be okay. I mean, at the end of 2 years you will be eventually being passed out from the institutions. MTech degree will be given to you. So that is one advantage that you have, that your time limit is fixed. For MTech research the time limit is not fixed. That I'm coming next. But yeah, this is the advantage, that you don't, in department don't expect from you that you will be doing kind of research work from your MTech project. So that is one of the biggest advantage that MTech people have. And as there is no pressure from this MTech project, so most of the MTech coursework student has a very relaxed and chill final semester. So most of the student is to get placed in the third semester only, and after that in the final semester they don't do much work as a part of their MTech projects. So mostly they relax and chill, because they, by that time, they mostly got exhausted by doing a lot of courses. So even if you have some courses pending, I mean maximum you can have one courses pending by then, because the first semester you used to have 8 courses, and in the third semester you will be taking 2 courses. So maximum 1 course will be remaining, but there are few students who is to complete the 11 courses by third semester also. So that's up to you. But in the final semester you can have you can have maximum 1 course, and that's pretty light. I mean by then you already have a job, and if you are not really interested of going to PhD and all, you won't be doing much in the MTech project, and that particular course that you have taken, their grade also doesn't matter that much. So that's why MTech coursework student has a very pretty relaxed final semester. So they can roam around, they can go visit places, they can chill. So that is one of the biggest kind of pros of the MTech coursework students. Now coming back to the cons, that disadvantage of MTech coursework. So first of all, you need to have a very good GATE score to get into MTech coursework in IISc. I mean you have to be in top kind of 50 or 60, then only you can get into MTech IISc coursework. But for MTech research work it is not that strict. Even if you have a pretty bad GATE score also, you can apply, you can go through the written test and interview, and you can come into the same department with a different program. So that is one thing, you should have a very good GATE rank and GATE score. Second thing is that MTech coursework, as I was saying, that they have to deal with a lot of pressure of coursework. So this 8 course or 7 course that they have to do in the first 2 semester, it is really hectic. You will learn a lot of things, but you have to kind of go through this hectic schedule and this pressure for the first 2 months. And many people, I hope you have seen my podcast. So I have taken few interviews of few IISc people, and they all have shared this same feelings, that the pressure is too much in IITs and IISc for the coursework. So that is one of the biggest disadvantages. And next disadvantage is that if you are someone who is interested to go for PhD or research work after your MTech, then I think MTech coursework is not that suitable for you in some sense, because in MTech coursework you are supposed to do a lot of courses, but maybe after 1 semester you may feel that okay, among these 3 pools in computer science, I'm saying, suppose in 3 pools I am only interested for on particular pool. But then also you have to kind of fulfill the pool requirements. You have to do courses from the other 2 pools, though you might not be interested in that particular pool. Like for my case, I was not that much good in mathematics, so that's why I was not interested in theoretical computer science pool. But just to complete the pool requirements, I have to take 2 courses from the theoretical computer science pool, which I personally feel of no use. I am not doing any work related to those 2 subjects that I have taken. So that's why I feel this, taking these 11 courses is just kind of a wastage of time. If you are someone who is really interested in PhD, after 1 semester or 2 semester you should start your research work fully. But in MTech coursework, what happens is that you have to complete all the 10 to 11 courses, and that takes a lot of time. And that's why in the process of exploring all the other things, your main goal of research is will be hampered. So if you are someone who is really interested of doing research after MTech, for you MTech research is really very helpful, because you will get an opportunity to work on a particular problem from the very beginning of your curriculum. So that's why if you are someone who is really interested of PhD, MTech coursework is not that much suitable or beneficial for you. And finally, there is one disadvantage is that while choosing your guide, there is huge competition for MTech coursework students. So because in MTech coursework, the number of students getting admission is much more higher than the MTech research work students. So like for our batch, MTech coursework student was around 45, but MTech research student was like 10. So I hope you understand. And 10 also like not in a particular pool. So per pool maybe 4 to 5 students was there. So when they are getting guides, so like 4 students are going for all the professors. But when we are going for guide selection, so like in machine learning and data science domain, almost 30 people are approaching to all the professors. So I hope you understand the kind of competition is there. So I have make a video regarding my guide selection process in IISc. You can go and check it out. So whenever many people are interested on this kind of domain like machine learning, data science, so many people will be applying to the professor who are renowned in this particular domain. And for MTech coursework students, so that's why if you are interested to go on that particular lab or working under that particular professors, you have to compete with all the other students, and competition will be really huge. And that is one problem that I personally feel that MTech coursework student used to fail, which MTech research student don't have to face typically. Now coming to the MTech research program. So first of all, it's a research driven program, as coursework was a coursework driven program, but here it is a research driven program, and more focus was on the research work that you will be doing as a part of your MTech project under someone. Now how is the admission procedure? So typically if you have a rank around 1000, you can apply for the MTech research program for the department that you want to pursue your MTech. And then they will shortlist you for the written test and the interview. So the cutoff I don't know exactly for the other departments. So you can go and check it out the department website. You will get the information. But yeah, based on the cutoff, they will shortlist you for the written test and the interview. And if you can crack the written test and interview, you will be getting the admission for the MTech research watch program in the particular department. So one thing please keep in mind, that even if you have a pretty bad GATE score or GATE rank, through this process you can get into the same department and in the same institutions, that is IISc or any other IITs, whoever has a pretty good GATE rank. So that is one thing. And the time duration is for the MTech researchers program, it is not fixed. Like for coursework student it was two years, but for MTech research work student it is around like 2.5 to 3 years. So it varies. There are some parameters, based on that it will vary. I am coming into it after some time. Now one difference between the MTech coursework and research student is that for research work your direction is fixed. Like for coursework student, they used to get admission as a normal computer science student or EC student. So now they will come and they will explore all the other directions, and then they will choose one direction for their MTech project. But here for MTech coursework student, you will apply for a particular pool only. Like for computer science, you can either apply for theory pool or system pool or Indian system pool. And once you get the admission for the MTech research student, you will be getting the admission for that particular pool only. Like if someone is coming for theory pool, so they will be working on theory pool only. And that's why in the MTech research or student, you don't have to do that much of coursework. So the typical requirement is you have to take 3 courses in the first year. That is, in 2 semesters you have to complete only 3 courses. I hope you understand the difference. For coursework student, you have to take 7 to 8 courses in the first semester, but for the MTech research or student, you just have to complete 3 courses. And I hope you understand the how is the burden is less for the MTech research student, and that it is normal because their direction is fixed, so they don't have to take a lot of courses from different other pools. So they just should focus on the courses that is relevant for their particular research work or for the particular direction they are taking. And the advantage is that as you are interested on that particular direction, whatever courses you are taking from that particular direction only, and that's why you don't have to you don't have to do courses which is not relevant to your work. As I was saying that I was not interested in theory pool, but I had to take 2 courses from theory pool, which is not at all relevant in my life now. But for MTech research, that there is no such provision is there, so that is one of the advantages. Now once you join as a MTech research or student, after 1 month only your guide will be selected, and by the mutual kind of talking and discussion. So you will be meeting the professors, so they will they will give you some problem statement, they will discuss with you, and then only your guide will be selected. So within first month your guide will be selected, and by end of first semester you will be starting your research work. Now research work that you have to do as a MTech research student, that has to be very serious research work that you are doing. Serious research work means I am saying that you have to solve a problem and you have to publish it to some journal or conferences. Now it's not mandatory that you have to publish it, but your research work has to be a publishable work at least. So don't get a panic that if you don't have a paper you won't be getting the MTech research degree. That is not the case, but the work you have to do in your next 2 years, that is at the end of first semester, if I assume that you will be done it by 2.5 years, so the next 2 years whatever work you will be doing, that has to be a work that is at least publishable, and depending on your guide. So here comes the kind of role of a guide. So your guide has to be satisfied with the work that you have done, because in MTech research how your kind of this program will be ended, that depends on the guide. He will evaluate and he will say, okay, whatever you have done, that is good enough. If you have a paper, that's very good, but if you don't have a paper also, then if your guide feels that your work is really good, then only you will be getting the degree. So that is one of the biggest disadvantages of MTech research work, that your program duration is not fixed, and you have to do a lot of research work that you have to do, and then only you will get the degree. So this thing you always keep in mind, because if you are someone who is not at all interested in research, who just wanted to have a job after MTech, then you shouldn't join MTech research program. Now coming to the disadvantages of MTech research. So as you are dedicated to a particular pool or particular direction, so you won't be taking a lot of courses from other pools, and that limits your knowledge to a particular pool. So suppose you are someone who is working on a particular pool now, and in the industry when you move, you want to work in some other direction, or maybe in other pools or other streams of your particular subject, then you will face difficulty, because throughout your MTech program you are focused on a particular direction in MTech research, and suppose you want to move to other direction, then you don't have a kind of basic knowledge on that particular direction, and it won't be then you will face a lot of problem to move to the other kind of directions. Second disadvantage is there will be a lot of pressure to finish the MTech research work on time. I mean, you have to be very serious that you have to do continuous work so that your research program, MTech research tenure, end by 2.5 to 3 years, because if you don't do work, it will be extended. It is not like 3 years is kind of the deadline. It can extend to 3.5 to 4 also. So that's why that pressure will always be there, that you have to finish it by the end of 2.5 to 2 years. So that's up to you, and that's why you have to do a lot of hard work to ensure that one. Now some professor has a strict requirement that you have to publish a research work as a part of your MTech research program. So that makes a lot of pressure on students' mind, and as a part of your MTech research program, you have to read a lot of research papers also, which you may not have done in your undergraduate. So these kind of things, these kind of complicated things is there in MTech research, that makes your life a bit stressful. And also sometimes people don't find a solid problem initially, and it's a problem for even in a PhD also and in the MTech research also, that when you start the research work, you will keep on kind of reading the paper, but you won't get any solid problem to be solved. In PhD you still have 5 years of time, but in MTech research you have hardly 2 years. So that's why and you don't have any prior experience also in your MTech research. When you are doing PhD, you have a experience of having something done in the MTech, but when you have come to the MTech research program, you don't have any prior knowledge, you don't know how to read the paper. So these kind of things will make a fear in your mind, that what will happen if I don't find a solid problem statement. And sometimes guide also can't help you, because this research problem is open ended, and it's very hard to kind of pitch a problem or compose a solid problem that you have to solve. So this kind of situation will create in the MTech research problem when you start solving the problem. And also by the end of third semester for MTech research student, there will be a midterm evaluation, where a committee will be set up, and they will see whether how much your progress is. So they will see what problem you have chosen, whether you have finalized a problem or not, whether you have done the backup, background study, the literature survey and all. So all of these things will be there, and by the end of third semester you have to come out with a problem statement at least. Like if you start at the end of first semester, so within 1 year you have to come out with something. And if you can't come out with the research problem or research statement that you want to solve, then it will be really huge pressure for you, because then most likely your program's timing will be extended. As I was saying, it can extend to 3 and 3.5 years. So that pressure will be there. Next problem is guide selection is very crucial for MTech research student. MTech coursework students, still if you don't get a good guide, it's okay, because your MTech project is not that much useful. But for MTech research student, having a good guide, having a kind of guide who has some kind of research experience, good research experience, who has done a lot of paper published on a particular direction you want to work. So this is very crucial for MTech research student, because that actually influence how your work will progress in the upcoming 2 years. And selecting a guide for MTech research is also not easy. As I said, that it's a mutual understanding kind of between both you and then the guide, but it will take a lot of iteration. Like you will meet that guide, he will give you some paper, you will read that paper, you will go back, then again you will discuss. So guide will try to understand how much your intelligence is, whether what he or she is expecting from you, whether you are able to do that or not. So you will have a lot of meetings with all the professors that you are approaching, and that's why it will take a lot of time. So guide selection is very crucial also, and it will take a lot of time before you finalize your supervisor or guide for the MTech research project. Now coming to the placement for the MTech research student, it is almost similar to the MTech coursework student. Only difference is the timing. So many people have this confusion that whether MTech research work student has similar kind of research or placement opportunity like MTech coursework. It is similar. Only difference is when they are appearing for the placement. So MTech coursework student, they used to appear for placement in the third semester. But for MTech research work student, they have two choices. Either they can appear for the interview in the third semester, or maybe in the next slot, that is on the fifth semester. And the thing is that if you are appearing for some companies in the third semester, you can't appear for those companies in your fifth semester. So it's up to you how you are choosing, and it's up to you have to discuss with your supervisor if he or she is allowing you to appear for the placement in the third semester. You can allow it, but mostly people prefers to appear for the placement in the fifth semester, because by third semester you don't have any work that you have done, and most likely your your research work will be continued till your kind of fifth semester. So that's why people prefer to appear for the interview, placement interview in the fifth semester only. But it's up to you. You can choose whichever option you want to choose. And apart from that, the packages, the opportunity scopes, all are almost equal. I mean, it's equal. I mean, the candidates are not kind of treated differently. So it's like you are also appearing as a MTech student or MTech research student. If you are appearing for a particular company, so they treat you equally only. So there is no difference between the MTech coursework and research student in terms of placement scenario. The only difference is that when you are appearing for the interview, that only matters. Yeah, so that's it guys, that's it about today's video. I hope I have cleared a few of your doubts regarding the MTech course and MTech research program. So many people have a lot of doubts. I know you still have a doubt after this video also, and please let me know if you have any specific question regarding this MTech research program. I'll try to bring someone and take their interview soon who have done their MTech research work in IISc. So I hope that will be helpful, but the main motivation of making this video was to give a brief idea about all these two programs and what are the pros and cons of these two programs. So I hope you like the video, and if you have liked the video, please hit the like button. And if you are new to this particular channel, please subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that you get all the notifications regularly. And please do share my videos with other people also, so that my videos get some more reach and it will reach to more other people and aspirants, so it will be helpful for them also. So that's it guys, that's it about today's video. I'll be meeting in the next video. Until then, bye.